Let's talk about learning plans and assignments. We're going to look at what it looks like from the teacher's side, the teacher dashboard. So we're going to go live. And when you log into your teacher dashboard, the first screen that you see will have all the classes that you have in your dashboard. We are going to look at one specific class. This is a 4th grade class. And I'm just going to go through the parts of the dashboard. So what you're looking at here is you're looking at Mrs. Pelker's 4th grade class. I am the owner of this classroom. And there are these 4 indicators down the left-hand side here. This left panel helps you to navigate through your dashboard. But I'm going to go through each little section just so that you can see what it looks like from the teacher's side. So this first section here talks about the number of questions answered. That can be as specific as this week or last week. It shows you at home and in class. So when you hover over the data point, it tells you how many were answered at home, how many were answered in class. So if I look at Wednesday, for example, 385 questions just from her class were answered during a class period. You'll notice that on Thursday, 225 questions were answered. So I can look for this week and I can look for last week. Just in this dashboard screen. The next section that we have over here is what we call our ranking board. And again, that can be by today, that can be yesterday, this week, and last week. And this is a great tool to use in order to help motivate students to be answering questions and be engaged. You can see that this particular student, Josephine, answered 111 questions correctly out of 123 questions. So that's been this week in total. There are various boards. I would recommend not going past the top 10 because you will get into students who are not answering as many questions. And you can use that information to have conversations with students about why they're not answering as many questions in the same amount of time, why aren't they engaged. But as a rule, just for privacy and self-esteem reasons, I would not go past the second level of the rankings board publicly. Further down, you have the planner, which we'll talk about the planner in more detail later. You have the ability to give memberships and earn memberships for numbers of people that sign up. And it also will tell you in this screen the latest assignments that have been given. If you've given an assignment, you can see that an assignment was given to these students around place value. You can see the average grade as of right now, how many students have completed it, and when it ends. This last row here is going to give you the results for the placement test. So initially when students log in, they are given a placement test as they play the game. They're just answering questions. They don't really know that they're given a placement test. And as they finish, you can see numbers of students and where they're falling. So I can see this is a 4th grade classroom. I have 11 students that are scoring in the 4th grade range, but you can see I also have a student in the 1st grade range, and I still have a student who is in progress with their test, 3 students in the 5th grade range, and 6 students in the 3rd grade range. When you look at the full report, and we will look at the full report, it will show you which students by name, who those students are. This last section over here talks about the weekly summary. These are the skills that the students are answering questions for, and you can get a full report for that, which we'll talk about when we talk about reports. I just wanted to give you an overview of what this dashboard looks like. You can also access your students. So in the left panel, when you click students, if students have forgotten their login information, you can click this and it would give a list of all the students. This is also where you would get your parent letters. So when you click this, it would download a set of parent letters that you could then send home with students so that parents could connect to student accounts. The next one is the planner, and we will talk more about the planner in just a minute. And then the last one is reports. So the next video will be on reports. So we will hit all of these sections, but I'm just trying to give you an overview of what your dashboard looks like. We're going to take a look at the planner. Remember, from the dashboard screen, you can access it by clicking Planner on the left-hand side. You're going to see a calendar. It is within this planner that you can control exactly what math content your students see in the game, and this is without them knowing. One thing to remember about the planner is that if you give students an assignment through the planner, it overrides the adaptive play. When students answer all assigned questions, Prodigy will automatically revert back to wherever the student is within their grade level. There are 3 types of assignments that you can give to students. The first one is an assignments quiz that quizzes them on a specific set of skills. You select and assign the specific number of questions on a skill. This type of assignment is good for taking grades on a skill that has already been taught. The second type of assignment is called a plan, and a plan aligns skills to a standard. You pick the standard you want to assess, and it reports out like the image below. It would tell you the name of the standard, how many students are scoring below 60%, 60 to 79%, above 80%, and then it would give you an average score. This is a good type of assignment to give when you are trying to set up intervention groups and you can group students in like skills. The third option is called standardized test prep. Standardized test prep is state specific for grades 3 through 8. There are approximately 130 questions. Up next, we'll talk about finding and using the various reports from within Prodigy.